Okay, I am finally back for part 3 of the 3 best scalping strategies to use in 2024. We have already done part 1, which was for beginners. We've also done part 2 for intermediate. And now finally, we are doing the part 3, which is for the expert or more pro trader. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. The idea initially was for these to come out 1 week after the other, but as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, there's been a lot of news, a lot of stuff happening with the prop firms and traders in the US, etc. So we've actually had a lot of content coming out covering that. And if you guys haven't seen that or you need any information, Adam has done an incredible job covering that. He's done a few videos already, basically talking about what is going on and what you can do in this situation and with everything that's happening, in particular if you are from the US. So please make sure you go and check out the videos he's done recently to get more information on that. So let's go back to the video today, guys. So as I said, obviously we have done the beginner and the intermediate. If you haven't checked those out, make sure you check them out. But I'm sure if you are watching this video, you're here for the pro strat, right? So I'm hoping that means you have some understanding of market structure. You have some understanding of SMC. You are, confident in price action. You know what price is doing, why price is going. So all of this stuff you need to know, because I'm actually not going to be doing too much explaining, guys. I'm going to be talking to everyone watching now as if they are already a pro or there is some kind of understanding. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking. It's kind of like I wouldn't, if I was a teacher for, let's say, a university or a lecturer for a university, I'm not going to be teaching the students as if I were teaching the 5th graders. Same idea. I'm going to be talking and I'm going to be going through this fairly quickly. It's more of, giving you guys the concept because I'm sure you already understand how to trade this. I'm just giving you the concept so you guys can go and test it and check how it works for you. So here is the basic idea of this. I call this the ICT DOL strategy. There is no such thing. I've just kind of called it that. So essentially we are pulling a lot of ICT stuff here. We're looking at, all the smart money concepts. So from the start, we are going to a higher time frame. Okay, so we're looking at a higher time frame. I would normally look at the 4-hour, and we're trying to identify where the next draw on liquidity is, the next draw on liquidity, and if that is a big enough move to actually look at taking a trade in that direction. If we are literally just about to hit that drawn liquidity, we are then going to wait for that to happen, and then we will be looking at the next drawn liquidity after that is hit. Okay, because if liquidity is taken, then price is obviously going to be looking to go somewhere else. Price grabs liquidity and then moves on to the next draw, grabs, moves, grabs, moves, and we're just trying to be on the right side of these moves. Okay, so let's have a look. Higher time frame, we're just trying to figure out what the next draw on liquidity is. Okay, so as you can see, higher time frame, we've had this high, it's pushed down, it's pushed up, we're now down here. Our next draw on liquidity, because this has not been broken, we're still up here, and I am looking at price coming up to grab this high. That's my thinking. I want to see price come up to there. So you can see on the lower time frame, we've just had a take of this. So if we were in the middle here, this could have been a draw, but we've just taken this low and we've not smashed through it. So for me, this is a liquidity grab, and now we're looking for the next. The next would be this up here. You could also even look at this over here. Okay, if you're not looking at going all the way to the top, you could look at that as well. So this, I'm just going to jump over to the next step, which this circle is basically everything that's happening here, but on the 15-minute. This is the 4-hour, this is the 15-minute. So next step, You are going to a lower time frame and you are looking for a sweep of liquidity, which you can see has happened here. It's just happened. We've had a sweep of liquidity on the lower time frame, and then we are then actually going to, so part 2, you're switching down 2 time frames. I would look for the sweep of liquidity on the 15, and then I will drop down to the 1 minute, and then I will look for the change of character with displacement. I want to see a big movement. I want to see a movement with meaning. I want that sweep of liquidity to be telling me that, okay, it's grabbed orders and now it's on its way up to the next area. So I want the move to be convincing, okay? So I'm not just going to look for a small little breaker structure. I'm looking for a convincing move that will tell me, okay, this looks like something is now happening. We've grabbed some power and we're now pushing to the upside or the downside, depending on where you're trading. Once you've had that push, once you've had that chalk or the break of structure, however you're looking at it, you would mark out an FVG in premium or discount based on which direction you're moving. So for now, we're looking at buys. So this is pushed up. We're looking for an FVG in the discounted area because we are looking to buy. So our FVG would be somewhere in this area. You don't want it to be up here because then, you know, we're not really, it's not a high probability setup. And then once you've got your FVG, obviously you're going to be setting your pending order on that. Now, it doesn't have to be FVG. Sometimes the FVGs are not as good, but you might have a good breaker block or an order block. So there are other things that you can use here. It doesn't have to be an FVG. I like to look for the FVGs there. And then your stop will essentially, let me just mark this out here so you guys can see. Order will be there. Your stop will be there. And then your take profit will either be the first high, or ultimately you want to go all the way to that draw, okay? Normally that can be quite a big risk to reward. So what you can look at doing is you can look at taking some money off the table on either this high or that high, maybe 50% off the table, and then wait for your next push up. And once you've taken 50% of the table, you can move your stop to break even, so you have a risk-free trade. So that's the basics of this strategy. Now this is the expert strategy, so obviously it's not as simple as that. I'm keeping the images and everything basic, but you have to have an understanding of what is happening in the market. Okay, so that's the basis of this strategy. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to jump over to FX replay so we can take a few trades for you guys to actually see this play out. Okay, so let's have a look at that. All right, so I've already set it up, guys. You can see expert strategy ICT doll. We've gone back to the beginning of 2023, so we've gone a long way back, because I'm actually essentially starting with this now to get as much data as I can, because I have not yet traded this strategy on challenges on live markets. I am still back testing it. I've done a lot of back testing already, but now I'm starting my big back test. So, you know, maybe I will do what I have done in the past and actually do a full back test where you guys can watch me go through every single setup, every single trade for 50 to 100 trades. I'm not going to do that in this one because this is just explaining that. But if you guys would like to see that, please do let me know in the comments. And then I'm also going to be showing you how you can actually add in positions at the right time to potentially make a big trade, a much bigger trade. Okay, so this is something you have to do once you have confidence in the strategy, and it's not just, you know, just doing it all the time. I would start with just one entry, but once you get the hang of it, you can add in entries. I would suggest adding in 1 or 2, you know, entries. I'm only looking at adding an extra 1 in if the opportunity presents itself. So make sure you keep watching, because that is also very, very powerful. Okay, so with that being said, let's go in and get a couple trades for you. I'm only going to be doing 2 or 3 for now, just to show you how it works. And then if you guys want to, I will also be doing, let me just delete everything off this. Okay, I will be doing potentially another back testing video on this. Okay, so if you want to see that, let me know. So we're going to go first to the start of the London, because that's when I always start my trading day, and that's when I will start looking for setups. Okay, so now what I want to look for is I want to go to the higher time frame, the 4 hour. And what am I looking at? So as we stand now, we're pushing very high. I would say my next draw on liquidity is probably going to be the high over there. or we're going to push up and grab that. Let's have a look. So that's going to be my draw. We have got an FVG right over here as well. So maybe we can tap into that and go. But let's go to the 15 minute and see. So what I want to see on the 15 minute is I want to see a take of liquidity. I want to see liquidity taken. And then I will drop down to the 1 minute and look for a setup. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm kind of looking at this. Now I wanted to push back down and take that. Okay, there we go. We've taken the liquidity there. Now I'm going to switch to the 1 minute, and now we're going to look for a break of structure. So let's have a look at what we're looking at. So we've had a push down. So this is kind of what we need to be broken, because this was just a wick. This is what we need to be broken. Okay, so let's have a look if we get that. So we haven't taken that low yet. Okay, so there's a nice strong push. Okay, I'm going to take that as my, it hasn't broken completely, but I like that push, and I'm pretty happy to actually go in with that. So let's have a look. 50% is there. So I reckon I can probably take this fair value gap over there. My stop is going to be down the bottom, and then where is that draw on liquidity? It was all the way to the top there. So 3.79, that's what I'm looking at. So let's see if we can get into this trade. See, I don't want to miss this, but at the same time, I could potentially get more. So let's just play this and see how this goes. All right, so let's have a look. Okay, we're in the trade. We've broken that high now. I'm going to see if we are still respecting. If we are still respecting, which we clearly are, we're going to take that high. I wanted to get all the way to this buy side liquidity before I actually take any money off. So let's have a look. As long as we are still respecting. See what price wants to do. Potentially had a little sweep there. Let's see. No, not yet. Moving up. Breaking that high. Yes, we are breaking that high. Okay, so we're currently sitting at 1,360. Like I said, I wanted to get up to about there for me to actually take some money off. So let's have a look. Another push down and another break. So that's perfect. Okay, so I'm actually now going to take 50% off. I'm going to take 50% off that. And now after we had this strong break over there, now you see we could have actually re-entered over there, but we didn't. We had this strong break over there. We could potentially re-enter, but I'm not going to, it's not strong enough for me. I want it to be a very, very strong break for me to actually have a second position. So let's now let this play out. Okay, we're pushing down. I want to see what price is doing, and now we've pushed back up. Nice strong push up. Okay, that's perfect. We've now had another push up, so you could now potentially take another order over there for like a 1 to 2, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wait to see if this plays out. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. Perfect. So there you can see that drawn liquidity sucked price right to it. There was potential for some re-entries here. You can see we had that push. That was our first entry. We then had this break over there. Let me just zoom in over here. So we had the break of that. We could have taken another entry over there. But you got to be sure of those, guys. If you are going to be taking a re-entry or entering again, you've got to be very careful. Okay, so we're sitting on 2,700 at the moment. So let's now, like I said, I won't trade again today. So let's go to the next day. I'm going to do one more trade, guys. I'm only going to do 2 examples for you guys today so you guys can see that. But let's go to the next day. Go to the London again. Right, so let's have a look. Where are we on the 4 hour? All right, so pretty similar. It's come down. We've got some big wicks over there. We've still got this fair value gap over there. So we could potentially have the draw to these with the break into that. Otherwise, I would say the draw is going to be to the top there. So let's go to the 15-minute and just see where price wants to go, okay? Okay, so we've taken that low. We haven't quite tapped into that fair value gap yet. So I would like to see it push into that fair value gap. Okay, so it's pushed away without us. So now I can actually switch to the 1 minute and see if there's a potential trade for us. So we had the break over there. I would probably look at this over there. And then where is that? Would be all the way to the top there. Okay, so let's have a look. If we hit that first, if we hit this before coming down, then we could potentially looking at go back to the 15-minute and just see what's happening on the 15-minute. So let's keep watching this. Okay, so we've tapped, really nice tap, and you can see how many times it happens within these windows, that 10 to 11 window. You can see that happening exactly the right time. So let's have a look what happens. I want to see that displacement up, which we get right now. Okay, so let's go in and have a look. So we've had a nice displacement. We've broken these highs. So you could even potentially look at taking a second order now, right? So let's give it a go. So we can put in on the order block over there. I'm going to do it on the order block, maybe there. And then we're just going to be looking for a 1 to 2 with this one. So these ones we're not going to be too greedy with. And if I'm entering on this one, I want to take some money off the other one. So I'm going to take 50% off of this one. Then I'm essentially going to bring this stop already to there. So let's see how this plays out, guys. So we've tapped in and let's see. Breaking that, which is perfect. Okay, coming back down. Is it just grabbing some extra liquidity? Possibly. I want to see that high get broken. Give me a little bit more confidence in this one. Okay, there we go. We are breaking. That's really nice. So what I could have done over there as well, guys, I could have taken 50% off this one, but I want to let this one play out, to be honest. Okay, this looks like we might be changing. Okay, we're pushing back up now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to take 50% off this one as well. So both my positions are now risk-free. I'm going to pull that up to there, and I'm going to pull this one up to there. All right, so then I'm just going to let it play out and see how it goes. Okay, that one was taken out. Let me just go to the 5 minute. See, so sometimes these trades are going to play out a little bit longer. You just got to let them play. Okay, so that one took my profit there. Okay, so not too bad. A little bit of a choppy trade. But we ended up with, we're now sitting on 5,220. So not too bad. 2 days. Let me do one more trade for you guys. Just one more. Let's go to the 15 minute and let's go to the next day. So we're actually currently on the next day already. We are right in the, so let's just see what has happened. Let's go back to the 4 hour. So that has not been taken yet. So for me now, what I would like to see is I would actually like to see this get tapped for a push down. So let's see if we actually get that. I'm just watching price, just watching. For the most part, we seem to always have the really decent trades happen in the New York session. So let's see if we get this push. There we go. Perfect. We've had this break now. Okay, so let's go to the 1 minute and let's see if we can actually get some kind of trade here. So remember what I said, I want to see a very convincing move to the downside. So that is a nice little sweep candle there. What do we want to be broken? Let me just remove this one for now so it's out of the way. So I would actually now like to see this get broken. Unless we take the high again. Okay, we've had that sweep now, perfect. And I am looking at this fair value gap all the way up there. And then I'm going to be looking at that. And let's have a look where we can go. I would say we can potentially go all the way down to the sell side over there. So could probably look for a 5R here, but let's just see how this one plays out. Let's place that order 1%. Okay, so we've actually just had a nice push down. Now we could potentially take another trade here. Let's have a look at what this looks like on the 5 minute. So it just missed us there, guys. Oh man, we could have potentially actually. See, if you look at the 5 minute, that would have been, we would have been in. I should have moved my order there. Maybe it'll come back. Just want to make sure on the 15 minute that we're not taking any. See, so we have actually taken some liquidity there to push up. So, okay, so we're in the trade now. A little bit riskier now just because of the price action. I don't feel that confident about it. Okay, so now let's have a look. Let's just move this along. We've had that break, which is perfect, right? We want to see that break. It's not a convincing break. We have had a break there. There's potential for a second entry now, but I'm not going to take it yet. It's still too early in the game. I want to see a much stronger break to the downside. That's pretty good. Okay, so this is breaking now. If we get down to sort of this mark there, I'm going to take 50% off. Nice break there. We are sitting on 1,500, exactly where I said. That's a nice break. And we could potentially take another trade here. But I'm actually just going to close 50% of this one. And then I'm going to move my stop to break even. And let's have a look-see. So we've just tapped into that. So we could potentially now push up again. Okay, we've broken again convincingly. That's good. Let's see if we can just take some liquidity to push down. Which it looks like we might be doing. Oh, we're out of the trade anyway. Never mind. We're out of the trade there, guys. So we're now sitting on 106,092. So there you can see, guys, using that draw on liquidity to give me the idea of where price is going. I still have got a lot to learn. I'm still figuring out a lot to do with this strategy. I am still fine-tuning it. But I wanted to bring this to you because I'm sure the people that are watching this are probably much better traders than I am. They probably already know this, but I think that this is such an extremely powerful strategy, especially for people who understand where market's going. I think, you know, if you know where price is, where market is going, if you know where that draw on liquidity is, you already have that, you know, that kind of framework of understanding, okay, price is moving there, but I just want to see how price gets there. Okay, so that's when we move down to the lower time frame and we watch price taking out some liquidity to push up higher, and then we can get into those trades. So there's a lot of really good setups that I'm sure I probably missed a lot of setups, but like I said, guys, I'm still kind of, you know, on the process of nailing this strategy, because I think this strategy has so much more potential than any of the other strategies I have used. But you know, you've got to be on the chart. You've got to know what you're looking at. You can't miss anything, you know. And I potentially could have missed stuff already on this, but that's the idea, guys. We're 2,000 away from passing a prop firm challenge. Let's just have a look at the stats quickly. No, we don't want to edit. It was only 3 trades. I know that, guys, but let's just have a look at what that looks like. Okay, it's only 3 trades, guys, so please ignore the 100%. I'm not going to be saying this is 100% because it will never be 100%. Over a longer period of trades, this will probably be more like a maybe a 60%, but even a 60% where you're taking, you know, those big risk reward ratio, you know, it's a very powerful strategy. So there you can see in 3 days we're currently sitting on 6.9%. So a very powerful strategy, guys. And please, any pro traders out there, if there's something you saw me miss with this that can help me and other people with this strategy, please do share. You know, that's what this channel's about. It's about everyone helping in, everyone pitching in, everyone, you know, giving their 5 cents to help other people. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's the strategy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will also be continuing to test this, figuring it out, fine-tuning it for myself, because this is definitely a strategy I want to be trading in the future. I'm nowhere near ready to trade this strategy on in the live market, just because I've still got to figure it out. But I definitely wanted to bring this to you because I think it's such a powerful strategy. You know, the concept behind it is solid. So, you know, test it out for yourself, guys, and you know, give me feedback what you guys think, and we will see you guys in the next video. And for now, if you guys, like I said before, if you guys are interested with everything that's happening in the prop firm industry, please make sure to check out this video that Adam has just recently done. Goes over a lot of information and gives you some ways that you can get around this as a US trader, what you can do. So make sure to check that out. But until next time, guys, take it easy, trade safe, and manage your risk. Bye for now.